A lot of instructional designers tell me they want to gamify their e-learning because their audience is younger and they feel gamification would appeal to them. And whenever I hear that, my spider sense starts to tingle because if you think gamification works best for younger learners, then you're probably missing the point of what gamification is and what it can do for you and your training design. I've been creating gamified training for over a decade, and I can confidently tell you that it's incredibly effective for learners of all ages, even the most time-crunched, overworked, takes himself super seriously adult. So today I'll share 5 reasons why great gamification boosts the impact of any content you need to teach, from technical compliance to soft skills, even to the most serious adult. But before we dive in, if you're looking to build gamified e-learning that sticks, check out my program, the Effective Gamification Framework. It's for e-learning designers like you who are ready to take their training to the next level. Now let's get started. Reason number 1, gamified training is hands-on. When you boot up a game, it doesn't spend 10 minutes explaining to you how to play and then letting you do it. It puts you in the driver's seat immediately. And every new mechanic and tactic that you have to learn will be introduced by having you do it in a safe space. Game designers know that you came to play, to do things, not to read instructions. But they still need to teach you how to play, so they've come up with a plethora of tactics to train you without you feeling like you're being trained. They do this by transforming what they need to teach into a series of achievable challenges so that you're never passively receiving information. You're learning by doing, and that leads to better outcomes no matter what age you are. And because there's always some action that you need to take, you have to be engaged at all times. So if you can only take one thing from games, that's the one. Whatever they're doing to make us learn actively, steal that. And this whole channel is about showing you how. Number 2, games de-dramatize failure. Adults can sometimes feel a little bit self-conscious about failure, especially in a professional environment. But getting into a play mindset goes a long way to eradicating that self-consciousness. What happens when you fail in a game? You just try again and again and again. In a game, we expect to fail a ton of times on the way to success. For some reason, when you're playing, you automatically understand that no failure is final, it's just part of the process. That reduces the stress and fosters a mindset where you're not obsessing about perfection. You fall down, you move on. And when we take that stress down a notch, creativity flows better, you're better able to think laterally and to find new solutions, all things that are critical to figuring things out and developing your skill. Plus, games know how to automatically adapt to different skill levels. I've discussed that set of tactics, dynamic difficulty, in other videos, and the reason why game designers apply those is that they want each player to be in the sweet spot of engagement. But as an instructional designer, you can apply those same tactics to make sure that every challenge is at just the right difficulty for each learner. That's how you make sure that with one e-learning program, you can appropriately challenge your most advanced learners without making the newbies feel all self-conscious, because if you gamify well, you will automatically adapt the challenge to each person. Number 3, great gamification boosts real-world performance. There's 2 main reasons why an adult goes to training. They either have to or they need to be able to do something. They're not there to have fun usually, and if you're just adding gimmicks just to make the training more fun, they're gonna lose patience with those real fast. That's why great gamification aims first and foremost at making a real-world change as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Even an adult learner who's there because he has to will engage when you give him a relevant challenge to accomplish, and that satisfaction of figuring it out motivates them to keep going and try another one. I've seen it many times. People who say they only have 45 minutes for the training and they end up staying for over an hour. And games aren't only effective because they teach actively or because they put you in that try again mindset. It's also because they create focus through uncertainty. Studies show that when you're not sure what's going to happen next, you pay more attention. And when you're in that state of focus, your brain's actually making more connections, you're learning more. And games are amazing at putting you in that state because they're all about uncertain outcomes. Also, a well-designed gamified training will often simulate real-life decision-making, which helps the adults see how it applies to their work. Hands-on learning can also make abstract concepts more tangible. Imagine teaching financial forecasting, where instead of a slide deck, you get your learners to interact with a simulation where they can see how changing variables impact financial outcomes. That makes it way more concrete. Plus, that feedback you're getting in the simulation is continuous, so you're constantly using it to improve your next try. That's more effective than if you just get a final score, which is what you get in a lot of traditional e-learning. Bottom line is, adults don't want to waste their time, they want results, and gamified training ensures that they get them. Number 4, great gamification respects the learner. A key principle in effective gamification is to treat learners as autonomous adults, not passive recipients of information. Putting results first also means that you're cutting out the fluff and doubling down on what's relevant so that you're mindful of the learner's limited time and attention. Gamification also gives learners choices, for example, by using nonlinear paths like sandboxes and side quests, or letting them use hints when they feel they need to in order to adjust difficulty as they see fit. That's treating them like the capable grown-ups that they are. Effective gamification also doesn't try to manipulate them by dangling superficial rewards at them. It recognizes that they're not likely to be swayed by that. And perhaps most importantly, the fact that you're cutting out the fluff means that you're not going to bore any advanced learner with stuff that they've already mastered, again because you respect their time. And if you're still worried that adults will not take to it, remember that number 5, gamification is not about the surface. Like I said at the beginning, the most important thing to take from games is the way they teach us actively. You don't have to take the cartoonish graphics or the customizable avatars or the fantasy worlds. Gamified training doesn't have to be a game, nor does it have to look like one. In fact, all your effective game mechanics can be under the hood. Learners don't even have to know that they're doing something gamified. They'll just wonder why they feel so compelled to keep going. It's not about rewards, so you don't need the points and badges. It's not about the competition, so you don't need the leaderboard. It's not even primarily about the fun, though that's a nice side effect. Yes, adult learners are after results and efficiency, but a lot of them play games too, so there's way less of a stigma around it than you might think. 2 years ago, a survey showed that 96% of Americans feel that games are beneficial, with the vast majority of them recognizing that games increase cognitive ability, problem-solving skills, and reduce stress. So gamification is not just for kids or millennials, it's a powerful tool for learners of any age. By focusing on the challenges, creating safe spaces for practice, and fostering cognitive engagement, you can make any training program more impactful. If this resonated with you and you want to master gamification in your training, check out the Effective Gamification Framework, my step-by-step program for designing e-learning that's both engaging and effective. Click the link in the description to learn more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.